Hello and welcome back to This Week in Yu-Gi-Oh! I, of course, am your host, Nod Lammers of Invoked 101, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Azure.
Hello and welcome to our first week in Yu-Gi-Oh! With Power of the Elements.
Oh, that's right.
A brand new meta-defining set containing meta-defining themes such as Brights,
Tier
Elements, and a brand new support card for the Exo-Sister archetype that might finally bring it to competitive viability.
That's facts, though. And we'll get all into that in this episode of This Week in Yu-Gi-Oh! So we haven't recorded an episode in a while, due to a few things. The week 2, that was when we had technical difficulties with my computer recording. And then week 3, I had COVID. And now we're finally able to get everything set up. I have my PC running perfectly. So, quick update, and this should now become weekly. We're going to be recording on Fridays, the day before our own locals. And hopefully these will be going up on Mondays. So, we'll see how well I can keep that schedule.
We might have to start calling it Last Week in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Last week. So the big thing this week that's coming out is, of course, Power of the Elements. But before we get into that, I do want to bring up a few things that we've missed over the last few weeks, some stuff that I just want to touch on real quick. Of course, we cannot go into it without talking about the passing of Yu-Gi-Oh's creator, Kazuki Takahashi. R.I.P. our boy. There was a big event on social media for Yu-Gi-Oh! Players where we were changing our profile pictures to our favorite cards. I set mine to Crystal Wing. What was yours?
Mine was Sky Striker Ace Kagari for alternate artwork specifically.
Yeah, good choice. I know that you're a big Sky Striker guy.
Yes.
And then I'm trying to think what else. Did we have any big announcements? We had a Minnesota YCS announced.
Nationals happened.
Oh, that's right, Nationals. What do you recall? What one was that?
Sword Soul.
Sword Soul, yeah.
Sword Soul. In second place, we had the boy Ryan Yu on the best deck ever created.
Yeah, Sky Striker. Deck is crazy. I can't believe that deck still got that high at an event in this day and age. But it is Ryan Yu, so
true.
Can't fault
I
the
think
man.
I think it's probably the best toolbox deck that we have in our modern format.
Yeah, I think if Salamangreat was a little better, I would say it was Salad, but right
because
now,
it can play so many cards like adaptable to the meta. Like it can play D-Barrier, it's like who cares? It's a Link deck.
Yeah, exactly.
It can play cards like Offerings to the Doomed, because if it's just sitting on Mystic Mine, you really don't need the draws because they'll come in time anyway.
Yep.
You just don't want your Draco back putting the Mystic Mine away.
Yep. So I think those are the two big things that happened these last couple weeks. And then, like I mentioned, we had the Minnesota YCS announced. That might really be it. We didn't have a set come. Well, we had the
What do you mean?
We had Legendary Duelist release, and we had Legendary Duelist Season whatever release. So 2 Legendary Duelist releases.
Reprint of Magician Souls.
Yep, that's still like $60.
It was 15.
Was it? Has it gone back up?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we can check. We can check in a later portion. All right. Getting into it. Power of the Elements sneak peek. My sneak peek was super successful. I actually got my first box on Thursday. You can see that in a video that I'll try and put an iCard up right over above Azure's head. It'll be popping up now. There, yeah, that side. So check that video out. We did a box opening with Gara and Angel of Alchemy, so you guys can check that out. We pulled some pretty okay stuff. We pulled the Gigantic Sprite, which was awesome, because as you guys know, I'm a pretty big Evil Twins guy, so getting that was pretty good. And then we also opened the Fish archetype, the big new Fish archetype. We got a ton of those. As far as the physical sneak peek, which I did not get to play in, but Azure did play in. He played in ours. Right? You played?
Yeah, I played.
All right. What do you want to talk about how that went? How the sneak peek as a whole went? What you picked up? What you were looking for?
Well, I went into it just hoping to get like the Exosister stuff, the
Mhm.
couple of new branded slash Albaz cards, and maybe some tier limits because nowadays I am more of a fusion player. So the fact that it's a fusion archetype, along with the fact that it's a story archetype, which I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of.
Yeah, you've been on the
So
grind for those decks.
yeah, so I mean, I only managed to pick up one of the hollows from the strategy, a Kaleido Heart, but it was really interesting to see what people were playing. It was more well just people singing their swan songs for all their outgoing decks. And funnily enough, the deck that came in first place was Scareclaw of all things.
Yeah, our boy Combo Cody pulling it out with Scareclaw.
I'm just saying, if I hadn't had that draw in the first round, I would have come in first. Technically undefeated.
That's all you needed. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Is the technical undefeated. Did anyone actually pull Martha at our sneak peek?
Yeah, actually. The waifu master himself, Chris, pulled it.
Oh!
So, the one person that there's no chance of me getting it off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Did you order your copies?
Nah, I was waiting
Okay.
for them to plummet, which they've been doing.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
I'll probably wait to see if they can hit $15, and if they do, I'll pick them up around that.
Yeah, they'll probably barrel out by the end of the week once the set.
I mean,
now
there's-
that the set's coming into rotation.
I mean, they're already sitting at 19.
Oh, that's not too
So, just gotta drop a little bit more.
bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. So, yeah, Scareclaw
Oh.
got the new card too.
And I also managed to win myself the set's mat.
Oh,
that.
cool! That's right. You won the raffle.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
for coming in top 2, I got one of the Fish promos.
Nice.
Fish Synchro.
Yeah, I have that. Do I have that on demand right now? Is that what this is? No, this is other stuff. This is not fish. So I was able to get a box at quote unquote sneak peek. There it is, the super cool ultra rare Goatee of the Deep Sea, or
Fish.
Goatee of the Deep Beyond.
Fish of the
Fish of the
Deep
Deep Beyond. Hang on, do I have that on? No. Is that what this is? Yep, there it is. I found it. I found mine. I have almost the whole
secret
core.
rares.
I have almost the whole core. I'm literally only missing. So I have 2 Deep Beyonds and 2 Moray of Avarice. Everything else I have 3 of.
I don't like that card. Doesn't
Moray?
look right.
Oh, I hate the way it looks. It looks so disgusting. Is this a TCG exclusive, the Moray?
I don't actually know.
I think it might be. Because I don't because Goatee Fish isn't in the Japanese version of the set, but yeah, there's a. Can we get a little closer on that? Yeah, there's a really gross.
Yeah.
I just hate it. Oh, it's so gnarly looking.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's not great. But I've been looking for a few other things. The big card that people have been talking about with this deck is Wing Tortoise, because it's a non-once per turn. If a face-up Fish, Sea Serpent, or Aqua is banished, you can special summon him from hand or grave. Non-once per turn.
Okay.
Yeah. And the
All
deck
right.
is all about fish that banish, so...
Good spicy tech card.
Yeah, 15-cent tech. But no, they have plays. I was reading through the cards, and I was like, wow, these guys actually do something. It reminds me of a B Trooper, which B Trooper got 2 support cards in this set. Not direct support, but they got 2 things that help them quite a bit. They got...
Zeus Turbo.
They got Crawler Soma, who says you can flip a bug face down, special summon him, and then you can reduce his level up to 4, and summon crawlers whose total levels equal the levels reduced by his own.
That's a good effect, because all of the crawlers, except for one of them, I believe, are level 2s.
Yep. So he's really good with that. And then, well, he's like a level 6, I think, now. So, like, they have like a 9.
It'll drop them down to it, too.
Yeah, so he's like a 9. So you have a 9, a 6, and then the rest of them are 2s, but then he becomes a 2. And then they also got this, there's a level 3 psychic monster that can change everything on the board to insect. And he's an E-Tele target, which means that you can now viably play Super Poly plus the B Trooper fusion monster to board wipe your opponent for 4.
B Trooper has a fusion monster.
It needs 4 insects.
4.
And it's unaffected by card effects that the turn it's summoned. But
Oh, yeah.
but the new psychic, you can declare like winged beast, insect, or reptile, and everything becomes that. And then he has another effect where it's like you can't target the type declared, and you can't use effects of monsters like the activate.
Propagandake.
Yeah, they're unaffected by the activated effects of monsters of the same type or something like that. It's a really weird thing, but it makes V Troopers be able to play Super Poly. We also got the new Vendread monsters, which I did a video on a while ago. You guys can check that out. Again, above Azure's head, I'll put a link to that one. Which those cards are insane. I don't know if you know anything about Vendreads, but they are.
They're zombies and they're virtuals. That's all I got for you.
The new I'll tell you a little bit about the new monster. He can special summon himself from the grave if he's if a monster is tributed. Doesn't have to be your monster, just if a monster is tributed. And then when he's sent from field to grave, if he's sent from field to grave, he lets you search any Vendread spell or trap.
Oh.
And there's a really cool thing where Vendreads have a trap card. It's from their first wave of support, and it never got played. But what it does is it says, tribute one monster your opponent controls, summon a Vendread token with the same level as that tributed monster, with the same level and attack, but dark zombie.
Now, this new monster you were just talking about, Scar of the Vendread.
Scar of the Vendread, yeah.
He is a level 6 monster specifically.
Yep, for Slayer.
Which Oh, I was thinking Cyber Angel Benson, but yeah, that works. Yeah, perfect.
Vendread Slayer is their level 6 synchro. Because their new ritual spell. So Vendreads also have another thing where all of their old monsters, their old non-ritual monsters, all have an effect that they give to a ritual, an inherited effect, if they're used from the field. So their new ritual spell says, special summon one Vendread from your deck and face down, then immediately ritual summon using it.
Oh.
So it gives them the ability to not be targeted, quick effect banish a monster, quick effect banish a back row. What's the other one? If it destroys a monster, you can draw a card, discard a card, so it turns any of them into a Dark World dealings. And then there's another one, but I forget what it does. But the main ones that you use are the banish a back row, banish a monster, because they're the best. So you can do some pretty cool stuff with the new Vendreads. And then Vendreads are also known for cheating at using pre-prep, because both of their ritual spells say you can use this card to ritual summon any Vendread monster, but then the new one says special summon one Vendread monster from your deck in face down defense position, except the new ritual monster. So it mentions it in its text, so you can search it, you can use pre-prep on it, and then their original ritual spell says that if Vendread Slayer would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish it from the grave instead. So it's like, oh, okay, it mentions it in the text, so it's pre-preppable, but it's not pre-preppable in the classic way where it's like, oh, this is summoning this guy.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really clever card design on for a TCG archetype, when it first came out, everyone was like, they need to do more ritual decks like that. That is so smart. But now they're super. I was playtesting them in the video, and check it out. It's worth a watch. They can do some crazy stuff now.
Okay. I've been trying to formulate my Dogmatica ritual strategies. Especially with their new continuous spell they just got granted in Central Dogmatica.
The White Knight deck?
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks cool.
It's like, since I'm already playing Dogmatica and Necros because I'm desperately trying to breathe some life into that deck, I already play the ritual monsters as my search target, so it's like, I just will throw a little spice in there.
Yeah. What does the Branded and Dogmatica do? I haven't read that one.
Okay. So, if you special summon a ritual monster by a spell card or effect, you can send a monster from either player's extra deck to the graveyard.
Ooh.
If you fusion summon, you can double that monster's attack for the rest of the turn.
That's pretty good.
But it can only attack position monsters. So it's like, let's say you summon White Knight, you automatically get a dump out of either player's extra deck.
That's pretty good.
Especially because you summon it off of a trap card to begin with.
Yeah. That's what is that Dogmatic Calamity?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then if you can proc its own effect, you can dump 2 from either your opponent's or yours, while also getting one out of the other.
That's pretty good.
Because
Do
the
you
knight
also play
itself
Maximus?
dumps one from both. Yeah.
Oh, so cool. So you can dump like 4 cards out of your opponent's extra deck in one turn.
Yeah. Pretty nutty.
I like that. I don't know.
And,
I don't like it for me, but I like it in like concept.
okay, and here's a spicy tech that I've been experimenting with.
Mhm.
Alba Leonidas
Yeah.
searches Fusion Destiny. So if you dump that during your opponent's turn,
Mhm.
you can grab Fusion Destiny for the follow-up on your next turn.
Hey Konami, thanks for printing that.
Thanks for the Starlight DPE.
Thanks for the. Oh yeah. With that nice transition, you want to talk about what's been hot out of this set?
Oh yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
jump
Let's
into
talk about these $50 plus price tags.
let's jump onto TCG Player. There we go. All right, so hopefully on the screen you guys can see TCG Player now. I'm gonna skip the Starlights aside from the DPE, but DPE isn't even the most expensive Starlight in this set.
I know, it's crazy. It's the one I want the most.
Yeah, so the most expensive Starlight is actually one of the most broken cards in the whole set. I think this card is going to be staple. Ultimate Slayer for $350 is the most expensive card in the whole set. But the most expensive secret rare you can pull, of course, is Sprite Blue. So, I think this is called Sprite Voltage IRL, I think like if you go
Mountain
to
Dew terms.
of course. But yeah, so that's the Stratos for sprites.
Yeah.
So as far as we've seen, we only had one pulled at our sneak peek, and there were none pulled at whenever on Thursday, whenever some of us got boxes early.
Wow.
Moving down the line to our next most expensive card, and it's for the next best deck that's projected to come out of this set, and that's the Tearlament Field Spell, Primeval Planet Paralino. Can you, I know that you're interested in this deck, so I assume you know what this card does. Can you talk a little bit about this and explain why this card is so important?
Absolutely. So first off, this card does what every field spell printed in the last 2 years does. It searches a card for the archetype on activation.
Of course.
But that's not all it does. This card also functions as a built-in out to Mystic Mine. Because if a Tier Elements monster you control or in your graveyard is shuffled back into the deck or extra, you target a card on the field and destroy it. And so one tech that some people have been considering running is a card called Fusion Substitute. So
basically, dip. Yeah.
So if you don't know what that card does, its name's always treated as polymerization, so you can't like run 3 poly and 3 of it. You have to pick between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But it's searchable off of King of the Swamp. You can't use monsters from hand when you fusion summon with it.
Yeah.
But the reason why you would play it is as a graveyard effect, where you can banish it to shuffle a fusion monster from your grave back into the deck, which you can use to proc Perlarino on a spell effect.
That's nuts.
Which means
pretty clever.
that it also serves as an out to skill drain.
Yeah. Okay. Another question. Do Tier Elements, is that kind of like one of their things that they shuffle them each other back or something like that?
Yeah, so
Okay.
pretty much every Tier Elements monster has the effect of, if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, shuffle fusion materials from grave into deck or extra to fusion summon, including itself.
Wow. That's kind of nuts.
And they have a hand trap, where I believe if your opponent normal or special summons, or activates a monster effect, something like that, you can special summon it and then mill 3. And so if you mill one of the other Tier Elements, you can proc a fusion summon.
Wow. That's pretty nuts. Not gonna lie. So, yeah. Going back to the card prices on these things, we have Sprite Blue for $85, but you can find him for $80. Although I guess he just went up while we were looking at this. You also have the Primeval Planet, is the next most expensive card at almost $70. But after that, everything actually gets fairly affordable. Like going down, the Ultimate Slayer, the next card projected to be a staple, $45 for one copy. That's not, as far as staple cards go, if you look at the past, such as Forbidden Droplet, and Lightning Storm. And, Pot of Prosperity. Ultimate Slayer is fairly modest with its price.
While we're on the topic of this card, why don't you tell us what it does?
Ah, okay. I like this card. So it's kind of like a Compulse in a lot of ways, but on steroids. So it says your opponent can't activate monster effects in response to this card's activation, which is obviously everyone's favorite thing that they throw on cards nowadays. Its effect reads, send one monster from your extra deck to the grave, then target a monster your opponent controls with the same card type, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, Pendulum, or Link, and shuffle it into the deck. So it works like a Compulse on a spell card that your opponent can't monster negate.
Where's the once per turn nod?
Oh my god, you're right! Whoa!
That's what I think is cracked about this card.
I just thought it was... So it's even closer to Compulse. It's not once per turn. Yeah, no, this is a staple. This is a staple in a lot of, like, in almost anything. This is a perfect side deck card for a lot of decks.
I'm playing this stuff in Necros.
Yeah, obviously just being able to, like, dumping one monster from your extra deck lately has been a really good effect. It procs a lot of things, specifically in, like, because if you shuffle Mirror Jade back into the extra deck, she does not proc, correct?
That is true, yes.
So you can dump Natis, spin back the Mirror Jade, and then pop a card on the field. Potentially, they're branded, branded Lost. So you can do a lot of stuff with this card, and I don't think they have branded Retribution, but if they hadn't searched it or dumped it, then you're probably free to activate this card into a full branded board.
That card can't stop this either, because that only stops things that would special summon a monster.
Oh, dip. I thought it was just a normal Omni Negate. Alright, yeah, nope. Shows what I know. But yeah, so yeah, this card, if you're playing against a lot of branded at your locals, it might be worth investing in this card. You can also use this in branded to dump your own fusion monsters even easier.
Yeah, you can.
Out the branded mirror match, and then also get pluses off it. So,
bro, you can play this in Drytron to dump Herald.
Dude, don't even.
If you're playing against a synchro deck.
All right, let me just order 3 of these
Sword
real
Soul
quick.
will fear you.
Let me order 3 of these real quick. Who got 3? I might do that later. Ooh, the only guy who has more than 2 copies is selling them for 50. That's a lot. That's a lot. Might be worth it though. Let me put it in. Let me also put this in context for a lot of people. 3 of these is worth 1 Pot of Prosperity. So, you know, maybe take a look at what you guys are playing. Take a look at what you're investing in. You know, just a thought. If you're thinking about running the card market, I'm gonna pick up 3 of these after the show. I'm gonna try and find 3 of these I can get. All right, the next most expensive card at $20. Huge drop off here, right? Less than half the price of the previous card. Exorcister Martha.
She's a 1-card rank 4 that doesn't eat your normal summon.
Does she special summon herself? Oh, dip. Oh, snap. Yeah, that's really cool. Special summon 1 E. Wow, and she's an E-Telly. Dip.
Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah, and then she has the Exorcister effect on her. Wow. That's a solid card. What's her stats? 16,800? That's not terrible.
Highest stats on any of them.
Oh, wow. And then after that, $1 cheaper, we have the Tearlaments Rhino Heart. That one's... I assume that's one of the important main deck monster for the archetype.
He's more or less like the linchpin of the strategy. Think of him as like the Albaz of the deck.
There we go. After that, we have like Starter at, looks like $4 less than Tearlaments Rhino Heart. And that makes perfect sense. It's an E-Telly that's Sprite flavored, so everyone wants to drink it. Tearlament Kaleido Heart is the next one at $2 less than the previous card, and this must be their main fusion monster, correct?
It's just their big fusion monster.
Okay.
You're gonna be going into Kit Kalos more than this guy.
All right.
Pretty much every list that I've seen leading up to now is only playing one of the big guy. And like multiple Kit Kalos.
Not gonna lie, looking at the Tearlament stuff, so Rhino Heart at 3 copies, that's $60, and then 3 of the Primeval Planet. This is actually a pretty affordable strategy if you're looking to pick up like a meta deck and you have, you know, like the $300 to like if you have the staples and you have $300 to invest into a new meta deck. This is right in that range, which it sucks to say, but like $300 for like a competitive like top tier deck That's not terrible. If you already have the staples.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't spent more than $100 in Sky Strikers, and we're still going strong.
After that, we have Kakara Divinacarne, also known as Femboy Nibiru. I'm not sure how much I like this card. It's $12 right now, which I think is a good price for it. I think it's a worse Nibiru in a lot of ways, because you can only use it on your turn, and you have to start baiting the negates. And I think it's a neat way to be like, okay, check out my 6K beater or whatever, punch your monster.
No. I don't think you understand what's truly funny about this card.
All right, what's up?
Alright, so say your opponent has summoned Baronne de Fleur against you.
Yep.
And you tribute it off to make this.
Yep.
You can summon it back with this and have it loaded.
Oh, okay, I see it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's all, but like,
or like say a Doom King Baylor Druck if you're playing against a zombie deck.
Yeah, that's a good.
He's
steal.
yours now.
That's a good steal. That's probably the best part of this whole card right there. Is that stealing the monsters in the end phase? That's probably the best part. Like I said, I think $12 for this card is fine. If it has potential, but I think if this came out like 2 to 3 formats ago, this card would have been insane. This would have been better than Nibiru.
I think the biggest problem with it is that it special summons itself as opposed to like some sort of normal summon.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the cheapest secret rare it looks like out of the whole set. And oh no, cheapest secret rare, which actually was money.
Ish.
Yeah. Is instant contact. No, you're right. It's the fish. Never mind, I see it. You're right. It's the fish. The next card is an ultra rare. It's Kit Kalos, which we mentioned. You said that was like their main go-into fusion for Tearlament.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure. Let me actually read her, but yeah. I know that she does something about fusion.
I'll pull up the effect on the screen.
I found an even cheaper secret rare on the next page, by the way.
Oh really? Wow.
Ashura King.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So what Kit Kalos does is on special summon, you take a Tearlament, either add to your hand or send it to the graveyard. Which, as I stated earlier, when they're sent to grave by card effect, triggers their grave effect to fusion summon by shuffling back.
Yep.
And then on a non-quick effect, she has the effect you can target a monster you control and special summon a Tearlament from hand or grave, and if you do, send the targeted monster to grave.
Which triggers the Tearlament you probably just targeted.
Yes. And her floating effect is, even though it doesn't fusion summon, it mills 5. Top 5 from your deck.
Jeez.
And so a lot of people have been playing Shadal cards, for example, with these, because if you mill them, you not only get their grave effects, but then you can shuffle them back to make Winda.
Yep.
Because they're all darks.
Yep.
Except for Rhinoheart himself, who's a water warrior. But the rest are all dark aquas.
Whack. The next card is Sprite Elf. This is the Sprite Link 2 that's actually this is like their main extra deck monster, and the card is pretty nuts. And aside from the $80 blues, which I'm not gonna lie, I actually think you can play the deck without blue. It's a little blasphemous, but I think you can get away with no blues. So it needs two monsters that need. I'm terrible at this. It needs 2 monsters, including a level, rank, or link 2. It can't be used as link material the turn it's link summoned, as a lot of modern link 2s have. It says your opponent can't target monsters his opponent points to. Your opponent cannot target monsters this card points to. Card effects. During the main phase, quick effect, target a level 2 monster in your graveyard, or if your opponent controls a monster, you can target a rank or link 2 instead and special summon it. Which, this thing with frogs and evil twins is nuts. Being able to proc them and put them on the board again, especially in the case of like the evil twins being able to proc the pop one or draw one, or in Frog's case, just negating stuff. It's pretty crazy.
You know what else is a really funny link to that has some synergy with this card?
What is it?
Oh, sorry, level 2. What? Nightmare Corruptor Igly.
Yep.
Use her as your follow-up.
Yep. The next card is a secret rare, and that's the new instant fusion like card, Instant Contact, at only $8. Which I remember this card was super hyped when it came out, or when it was revealed. And the card reads: pay 1,000, special summon a level 7 or lower E-Hero or Neospatian from your extra deck, ignoring summoning conditions. While Elemental Hero Neos is neither on your field nor in the graveyard, the summoned monster can't attack, its effects are negated. Also, it returns to the extra deck during the end phase. You can only activate 1 instant contact per turn. Notice that at no point does this lock you into heroes. You can just get a free warrior. This is a free level 7 or lower warrior extender. And then some of the Neospatian stuff, some of the, what is it? It's the next Neospatian. There's 3 of them. One's a plant, one's an aqua, and then one's a... Oh, there might only be 2. It might just be those 2. I feel like there's another one, but it might just be those. But yeah, so free extender. Like, literally, it's just instant fusion. My Discord is going off. No, I need it to be quiet.
Surprise.
Then we have Gigantic Sprite, which is the Xyz monster that can use links as material. You can treat Link 2 monsters as if they're level 2 monsters.
Bingersu 2.0.
Yep. And then during your main phase, you can activate his effect, which is detach a material from a monster you control. It doesn't have to be himself. And if you do, special summon a level 2 monster from your deck. Neither player can special summon monsters for the rest of his turn, except level, rank, or Link 2s. This shuts off Nibiru. Once you activate this effect, your opponent cannot Nibiru you, which is kind of cool. I like the idea that says during your turn you can do this, but for the rest of this turn, neither player can do this. That's kind of neat.
True.
Yeah. It's a cute little thing it can do. After that, we have the new Super Poly target, which is Gorura, Rings of Resonant Life. TCG exclusive. And then we have the new counter trap after that, which is Draco Utopian Aura. This is a pretty crazy card. It's like a crackdown that's also a counter trap. I really like that card. I think it could be good in the correct format, but I think it's a good counter trap in general. But we'll see if it actually ends up ever seeing play. It might just be one of those random... Oh,
you can use it to proc Tri-Brigade Mercurier.
After that, we have the price of a booster pack, and then everything from this point forward is less than the price of a pack, so I'm not going to spend too much time reading them. We have the Big Fish Synchro, Elemental Hero Shining Neos Wingman, which is the cover card, another ultra rare, less than the price of a pack. A secret rare that's less than the price of the pack is kind of rare these days, unless it's like one of those just garbage... Oh, well, it is a garbage TCG exclusive, never mind. We have ultra rare Moray of Avarice, which is probably only less than $2 because it is so ugly. Yeah, we both had the same idea. The secret rare, is that the final secret rare? Is Ashura King?
No. Yeah, oh yeah, he's the last one.
All right, so Ashura King is the last secret rare at $1.45. That's crazy. And then just going down, the last ultra rare, the cheapest ultra rare in the set, it looks like. Oh, there it is. Hang on, double checking. All right, it looks like it's Therian Irregular, which is the weird... It's like a BLS, but it's a Therian. It's kind of weird.
I like this card.
I think it's neat, too. I like that it has like a summoning condition. It's easy to search. It's easy to get out, and it gets big really quickly. I just kind of want to go through the rest of these and point out some cards of note. The Vernisluffs, I actually think these are penny stonks. I think you pick them up now, and I think... Because they're Earth Fairies, but they support Earth as a whole typing. I think if you pick these guys up now, same with this Asa the Earth Chandler. I think if you pick these up now, I think Asa can easily go to $5 if a good Earth deck pops up. Same with this Vernisliff of the Flourishing Hills. I think that card itself is worth looking into and picking up a set just in case, you know. Cards that support entire typings have a tendency to go up, especially when they don't get reprinted.
This is factual.
Yeah. Going down a little bit, we of course have Mathmech Circular, aka Mathmech Magician Souls. This card is what has brought Mathmech into the discussion whenever we're talking about meta decks and stuff projected to do really well. Mathmech Sigma, Final Sigma, is a really good boss monster, and Circular just kickstarts every Mathmech combo and allows them to extend into Oblivion. It's crazy. But yeah, Mathmech Circular, really good card, really cheap deck, really affordable deck, especially after the reprints. So maybe if you're looking for something that can compete with the meta, you might want to check out Mathmex, especially right now. But really good card
Sure,
of
if you
note.
can add.
Do what?
Sure, if you can add.
Yeah, if you can keep track. We also had the Punk Jam Dragon, which is a new Punk synchro, as well as their new spell card, the Punk Jam Extreme. And we also had a new Albaz card, the Albaz the Ashen. Do you want to talk about that
Yes.
for a hot second? Does
Sure.
this add anything to the archetype?
So, the biggest thing that this card adds to the archetype is like just more recursion. It's basically like another incredible Ecclesia,
Okay.
and that when your opponent gets rid of one of your fusions, he comes out.
Ah, so it's a little bit
But
like that Despia guy.
yeah, I find this card to be a really funny out to cards like the Arrival Cyber's Ad Ignister. Because basically, if you can dump just a whole bunch of monsters into grave, this guy gets massive. Because he gains 200 attack for every monster in your graveyard.
Oh, whoa. And he makes everything else untargetable. That's pretty cool.
And he is Alba as well on the field or grave.
Yeah, so you could still use your super polys. Pretty neat. Little niche, but pretty neat.
Yeah. Like, I'm definitely experimenting with it just because I play Yu-Gi-Oh! For the story, but...
Yeah. And then moving on down, we had a new another Exorcister card, Exorcister Returnia.
This card's nuts. This card is absolutely, like, huge for the deck. Do you know what this does?
I'm pulling up the effect right now.
Yeah.
If all monsters are Exorcisters, pay 8. Oh, pay 8, feel great. Target a card your opponent controls are in the graveyard. Banish it. Just do this, trigger stuff, and then Exy summon. Or if you already Exy summon, banish another card your opponent controls. Wow.
But if you have a Michaelis on field by any chance, her quick effect is to banish a card from field or grave.
Jeez. Just banish 3. That's ridiculous.
The moment you special summon from grave, your fate is sealed.
Yep. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Exorcisters got a way to proc themselves if their opponent doesn't banish or use the graveyard.
Yeah. If you're not gonna do it, we're gonna do it ourselves.
Fine, I'll do it myself. Puts on a Infinity Gauntlet. We also got the new Melfi cards in this set. Melfi Staring Contest, aka Selfie Melfi. Lots of really good Melfi stuff. They got their Synchro Monster, which was kind of out of nowhere. And they also got this Continuous Spell, which is a very big boon to the deck. There's your Branded and Central Dogmatica card you were talking about. There's this card right here, which I want to talk about. The Emperor Tanuki's Critter Count. This card is a level 1 that he can... Let me read it one more time. He can't be tributed. And his effect is, while in the monster zone, when you ritual summon, you can send a monster from extra deck to grave as one of the monsters used for ritual summon. It turns any ritual deck that... Like, you just play 1 for 1, and it turns any ritual deck into Necroz.
Yeah.
And so, like, this plot, like, so I pitched the idea that this could be played really, really well in the Demise End of the World deck, like the Demise Ruin deck, because that deck already wants to play Ritual Raven, and so you play this. If you don't see Ritual Raven, you 1 for 1 out either this or Raven, and then you ritual summon using your extra deck. Like, you just dump a level 10 from your extra deck. So I think this card is really cool in that deck specifically. I don't know if there's any other ritual decks that might want to use this. Maybe Drytron. Maybe. Well, I guess Drytron can. If there's a light machine. Yeah, there's light machines that you could dump from the extra deck. So, because like you can ritual summon using Zeus on the field with Drytron.
The thing about Drytron is they don't use levels; they use the attack.
It just says you can send 1 monster from your extra. It doesn't say it has to match the level. It just says use for the ritual summon. One of the monsters used for the ritual summon.
But what I'm saying is, it's like you'd have to send like a monster with a high enough attack to be.
Yeah, you'd have to send like you'd have to get. Well, you could send Mu Beta. You could send Mu Beta Fafnir, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I don't
Wouldn't
think
you rather just overlay into it though?
exactly. So I don't think this actually does a lot for a lot of other ritual decks. Like there might be something with Cyber Angels you could use. There might be some, but like I said, I think the best way to use this is in that Demise ritual deck or stuff that got good. Maybe Shino Birds too, especially with that whole Japanese aesthetic that this has going on. That
Since you mentioned it, speaking of Cyber Angels, have you seen the Lost Art promotion with them?
is it Benton?
And one of the other ones too.
I haven't seen the other one. I've seen Benton.
Let's see.
I know they gave her
Lost.
chest back, right?
Yep, her chest has been reinstated.
Yep. As tends to happen.
I,
Moving down, we have some other Splight stuff, the random commons. Crosskeeper, if you're playing Neos Fusion as a package, you might want to look into playing Crosskeeper as an option. Very cool card. Lets you draw 2 if it's dumped to the graveyard. Vendread Scarvenger, this is the boy that lets you cheat using pre-prep. And then I think the rest of everything else here is commons, and I don't really feel like going through all the commons. So
you know, you skipped over a super rare that I think people have been overlooking quite a bit.
what is it?
The new Power Tool Synchro.
Oh, let me go back a page.
Have you given it a read?
I read him when he was revealed, but I've not read him recently. So let me pull him up for a whopping 17 cents.
Okay, so whenever it is special summoned, it doesn't specify synchro.
Ooh.
You can equip up to 3 equip spells with different names from your deck and or graveyard to this card. So it's not like making your opponent choose ones to randomly equip.
This level 7. This level 9. Ooh.
Which means you could actually make this with Power Tool and a Formula Synchron. Or any level 2 tuner.
Or
basically, you get to choose your equip spells.
Can't you also use what level is Lifestream Dragon? Is he Lifestream Dragon's level 8? You could use Lifestream
8.
Dragon at level 1.
Yeah. You could. But this card also has a quick effect to send any of the spells equipped to it to the graveyard to target an effect monster and either change its battle position or negate its effects. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Infernoble? I heard you wanted a new...
that's what I was going to play this in.
I heard you wanted a new Synchro monster, Infernoble. Here you go. I heard you like Power Tool specifically, so here, we made you a new Power Tool. Wow. And it's level 9 even, just like Charles. Dude, Infernoble can spit this thing out no prob.
I'm just saying.
Is this...
If VFD was still around.
Could we...
Infernoble?
Yeah, looking pretty good. Could we still make Charles? Can you still make 2 level 9 Synchros in Infernoble?
Yeah.
Dude, this might...
I mean, it depends on what you draw, but there are lines that get you there.
Yeah, so slap this next to Charles. I actually think Infernoble has a... If the format wasn't what it was right now, Infernoble actually looking kind of good. Like,
especially if you can end on like a level 2 and Halki Fibrax.
Yeah.
You could use the Halki Fibrax to summon Shooting Riser and then get this guy out.
Dump something and then go into this off of like just leaving a level 7 Synchro on board. Or you could even like go into this off of like one of the guys reborns himself, right? It's one of their other Synchros, one of their level 5s. He reborns himself, so you just go into Shooting Riser, dump like Genba, and then go into...
I think the one that reborns itself is a tuner, though.
Oh. Whatever.
Could be wrong.
Just cheat.
Just cheat. Yeah, man. I do it all the time, unintentionally anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like I read my cards. Like other people do it for me. Yeah.
All right. With that said, with that done, I think we can get into what we've put together this week, what we've picked up this week. Moving back over to the face cams. So, this week, I guess it's partially last week, I picked up a box of Power of the Elements. Whoa. Wow. I got that. I got all the fish stuff that I showed off earlier. I got... Do I have anything else that I can show off? There wasn't a lot that I got. It was mainly just that box. Because I have most of the Sprite stuff. I actually have every Sprite card at 3 except for blue. But I don't have them with me because my boy is using them in a regional at St. Louis. Oh, so if you're playing against,
it is this weekend.
So if you're playing against James at St. Louis, just tell them, hey, yo, those are Invoked 101 sprites. Let them know.
Be disappointed if you don't.
Yeah, I'll be sad. I'll be sad if he doesn't come back and be like, yo, everyone
I'll be
kept
sad if
telling
he
me.
doesn't come back and
Oh,
give you his
this video's
your
going
cards
up
back.
after the regional, so they won't. Ah, no!
No.
The failure. That's okay. That's all I got. What do you got?
Well, I got the previously stated Kaleido Heart from the pre-release.
Yep.
I picked up my second Incredible Ecclesia the Virtuous because I'm trying to build Sword Soul right now. Don't tell anyone. Not many people know about this.
Yeah, I heard.
But I'm just
I
one
heard.
short of the I'm one short of the playset of this right now, and then I'll just need like a Baron de Fleur to complete the playset. And
Ooh, he's standing up for this one.
Power of the Elements. Play
Whoa!
that.
Whoa!
Ow!
I got one of the field centers for that set.
Yo, that's crazy. So did I.
Whoa! But yeah, I didn't stay, so I didn't get to compete for the mat. I think I might have been the only person who knew what Scareclaw did aside from Cody.
I didn't even get to play against it.
Oh.
Dog, we only needed one more person to have a 5-round locals.
And it was me. No.
It would have been you.
I did get something else, but it's off topic. But it's something that I like showing them off when I do live streams, so I'm gonna show it off here. I got something in the mail. It wasn't supposed to be here for another week. I got Studio Series 86 Sludge. I show off my Transformers whenever I do live streams, so I might as well show this off here in a little off-topic thing. He's big, he's chunky, he turns into a Brontosaurus. He's not supposed to be out till November officially, but Amazon had him in stock and on sale for off 5%. So he matches my other Dinobots. I very much like him. He's chunky. But yeah, so that's all I got.
I forgot. I also happened to purchase myself a pack of Ghosts from the Past too, and I pulled the Sphere mode, the Ghost Ball. Bro, unironically, this card has been climbing in price ever since I pulled it.
Just hold penny stonks, bro. Penny stonks.
Bro, it's like $90 right now.
It's a cheap ass ghost rare. Not gonna lie.
It was 40.
Oh my god. It's because people need it in triplicate. That's why.
It's like I said this, and people disagreed with me. It's like, yeah, like the most playable cards out of Ghosts from the Past, those Ghost Rares, are the cheapest ones.
Yep.
People are like, nah. I'm like,
I think another reason for it, like I said, is because you have, unlike us, you need 3 balls to use it effectively.
Okay.
So I think that's a big reason people have to pick them up in playsets. So people are like, oh, these are selling like hotcakes.
But yo, this is my tried and true, tested, never fail strategy. Just draw the out.
Just draw the out. All right. Well, with that, I think we're gonna call This Week in Yu-Gi-Oh! Closed out. We have locals tomorrow, so that's gonna be fun. I'm excited to play locals again for the first time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I gotta get prepped for an upcoming regional.
That's right. So look forward to an upcoming regional vlog. I'll be traveling with our buddy Gara. Are you going? Are you going to Conway?
Yeah, I actually just signed up before we started the podcast.
I think you told me that.
I did.
I have the attention span of a goldfish.
He has the attention span of a fish.
It's all coming together. It's been in the cards this whole time. All right. So I want to thank everyone for watching this. If you stuck around till the end, big shout out, of course, to my co-host Azure, as always, for coming on and taking the time out of his day to do this with me. And with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for joining us.
Take care now.